As a nutrition expert, family physician, and mother of 4, I want to give you some guidance in building a better school lunch for your kids. There are 4 features a healthy school lunch should always include. First, a healthy protein package. Second, some produce. The more, the better. Third, a calcium-rich food. And fourth, a fun food. And you know what? Do what I have done. Train your children to learn those things too. In other words, I have 4 kids, even in the youngest one. If you looked at her and said, Lucy, tell me the 4 essential features of a healthy school lunch, she would reel right off. Okay, Mom, a healthy protein package, some produce, a calcium-rich food, and a fun food, right? So remember those 4 things. Now, what are some of my top picks within those categories? Healthy protein package, lots of great choices. How about a sandwich made with lean deli turkey, chicken, roast beef, egg salad from omega-3 eggs, that omega-3 fat that is so important for their brain health, right? Kids tend to love egg salad. Don't forget about tuna salad, another great way to get omega-3 in them. But when you get your canned tuna, do the chunk light instead of the white albacore. The white albacore has a bit too high mercury levels, we think, for kids. And what about the good old standby, one of my most favorite sandwiches, peanut butter and jelly, but instead of jelly, use spreadable fruit. And when you make these sandwiches, of course, you're going to do 100% whole grain bread. Please don't tell me that you still buy white bread. White bread is only good for one thing, and what is that? Making dough balls. You know those dough balls, those nasty things we used to make when we were younger, when they just had white bread available, and we used to throw them at our classmates, all right? So use 100% whole grain breads. And keep things lively and more interesting. You don't have to always use bread. What about whole grain tortillas? They make 100% whole grain bagels and pitas and English muffins, right? And of course, wherever you can in that sandwich, put in some veggies. Tomato, lettuce, pickles, onions, right? All right, what about produce? You really can't go wrong. Any produce you select is going to provide some healthful goodness. But some strategies that will help you sort of jack up the nutritional power. Go for the produce with the deepest, richest color. When you see color in produce, you are seeing health. More color, more health. So some of my favorite ones would be, for example, veggies. A lot of color and things that are easy for kids to pick up with. They tend to like finger foods, foods that they can manipulate and pick up with their own fingers, like baby carrots, celery sticks, sweet red bell pepper strips, cherry tomatoes, broccoli florets, and remember, they love dip. So when you're trying to throw in some veggies, why not throw in a little container of hummus or a little container of low-fat ranch dressing? Again, kids like to do things. They think things like dipping is fun. As far as fruit, any fruit, of course, is fine. But the superstars, I think, would be berries, cherries, plums, any whole citrus, mangoes, kiwi, apples, cantaloupes, red grapes. Lots of great choices. What about a calcium-rich food? You know, kids do not get enough calcium. We know this. And osteoporosis is nothing more than a pediatric condition with geriatric consequences, meaning most people have osteoporosis as adults because of what they did or didn't do right when they were children, okay? And we know that the majority of the solid structure of our bones is actually formed during childhood. So calcium-rich foods, they need it. What are the logical choices? Cheese, but be careful. Avoid the full-fat varieties. And thankfully, you can now get this wonderful array of all these cheeses made from 2% milk and all sorts of cool, kid-friendly like shapes and things like that. You've got, cheddar cheese cubes and sticks, and you got part skim mozzarella cheese sticks. You can even get the old classic American cheese made from 2% milk. Another great calcium-rich food, of course, is low-fat yogurt. Kids love foods with a smooth, creamy texture. Most kids will dig yogurt as far as a calcium source. And, of course, to drink, what about 2% of skim milk? You can also provide calcium-fortified soy milk. They make that in little convenient little lunchbox-friendly containers. Calcium-fortified orange juice. There's lots of brands of orange juice that are now fortified with calcium. All right. What about a fun food? This is our 4th thing. And, healthy eating should be fun, too. And there are lots of foods that can contribute to the health of your child that many of them will sort of think of as being fun. Why not a small piece of high-quality dark chocolate, right? I love dark chocolate. I get my kids to do dark chocolate before any major test. I think it boosts brain power. All right. What about a small bag of trail mix, a granola bar, a box of raisins, or some other dried fruit that they like? What about their healthy, their favorite cereal, right? Their favorite dry cereal. You could do a Pria bar. You could do 100% fruit sticks. Baked chips, they now even have Goldfish. Goldfish are a kid's favorite. They have them in whole grain, right? And they'll never know the difference. So try that. So parents, remember this. You have more power than anyone else in guiding your children to be more healthy. For ICU, this is Dr. Ann.